command grab really good and stupid, and they're like top. But usually you don't see that.
Yeah, yeah. But in any case, we're moving on to a match with no heavies. Actually, just two zoners, Mikee and Babycakes, going up against each other. Mikee is actually kind of interesting to see playing Ultimate because he was known in Smash 4 for only playing doubles with Luis, and they had one of the strongest doubles teams here. But something about Ultimate just kind of makes him more excited to try it out in a singles context. He's been doing rather nicely there. Babycakes, as well as a strong Olimar from the SenCal region, coming out here for NorCal for a lot of our more for larger regionals and stuff, and always doing pretty well. You know, making it into that like top 38, top 32 area. Interesting to see, especially with all of the Olimar buffs, especially that new up smash. Has a lot of Olimars feeling some kind of way.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely feeling some type of way. I mean, look at that. I mean, she was jumping before thinking my man left hit stun. That's crazy.
The thing that's terrifying about it is, like, if you block it, it just creates an Oki situation where Olimar is frame positive. So you either eat another up smash and like have your shield broken or poach, or you have to choose an option that Olimar can then also preemptively cover.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just very, very strong.
We have Mikee still managing to keep up in the zoning. We're actually trying to close the gap after these Metal Blades, kind of using it as a way to force an option out of Babycakes when she retreats the shield.
Oh my gosh, man. Mega Man looks so sick dash dancing. I'm sorry, dude. That looked unnecessarily tight. I was like, why does that look so good?
Because we're used to this boy being so slow. Oh, Z drops. And just ends up getting for nothing. We do have a purple on deck as well for Babycakes, so that's going to mean like any air move is going to kill.
Yep. And you see that pop up there. It looks like Mikee wasn't really used to it. But at that percent, you get that pop up from that fast fall bear, you can go into a full hop bear or a short hop bear and actually take that stock. It's actually cool to combo itself very nicely. But of course, that's a super high percent. Nonetheless, he's going to be able to take that stock. 3 stocks to 2 here right here in favor of Mikee. Setting up a very great wall, utilizing those beautiful leaf shield to get up damage and really thwart a lot of these Pikmin.
It always feels weird to see like Mega Man getting so much for leaf shield on Pikmin, because it's like you're hitting them with their own element.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little counterintuitive.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I guess that's what happens, dude. MGOs, GMOs, dude.
It's like LMOs, like light modified organisms. That's the problem.
Oh, man.
Gonna wait to cover that landing. Not gonna get the S smash though to get through that leaf shield. And Mikee just gets to keep going. He finally gets picked up though by that blue grab. And that's another tool that I've seen Mikee get quite a bit out of, is the crash bomb. Because he sticks that on an opponent, and then he rushes towards them like a little bit, right? Because he knows in 3 seconds, they have to either be blocking or they're in hit stun. And he gets to take advantage of that like a delayed assist call.
Yep. Absolutely. Oh, man. That's a fair kills is so crazy.
And he caught that again from the Metal Blade first. Babycakes tried to roll back to get away from the Metal Blade, and Mikee knew it. He just has a really good sense of picking up on defensive habits to the range pressure that Mega Man puts on.
Yeah, it is crazy how strong Leaf Shield is in this game, man. It's at least off the bat, and especially like you said before, against Olimar and the Pikmin, it's just really...
Because like it kills the Pikmin that are sticking to Mega Man.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So it takes off like a lot of the options, like a lot of things where most characters wouldn't be able to really move, and they feel really limited against this character. Literally just runs at you with the Leaf Shield, does damage, can combo, and gets rid of all these Pikmin. Man,
here we go, already lapping Babycakes now, and just going out there to the depths. As Babycakes tried to cover recovery with those Pikmin to cover someone waiting on the ledge, and instead didn't account for Mikee now being bold on that last stock.
Yeah, dude, that was a tree-on-tree violence, dude.
just beating up Woodman. You know, just another day at the shop.
Yep.
That's actually pretty tough. I think in terms of like the adjustments you have to make against that, it's a lot of it is being in control when you're at that distance disadvantage to not choose the same option over and over again. Because that's one of the big things that Mikee was capitalizing on to find those kills. And also just having a little bit more confidence, I think, in that close combat when you're able to force it. That's the one where Olimar is the scarier character than Mega Man.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely.
But they're gonna go back into it. The question is, of course, does Babycakes want to try to lean in more into the zoning game? And it looks like it, because we're getting Town and City, one of the biggest stages available. Also just a really large blast zone stage as well. Going to be just trying to force a lot of these Pikmin tosses and using that S-Smash as well to cover the space right in front of her. And Mikee just taking his time on that corner.
Yeah.
Finds himself that first back air, and already things are looking rough for Babycakes. We have so many of these hard knuckles.
Oh my goodness.
I like that Mikee takes his time. You know, when he gets that leaf shield off as early, it's just he knows that he can get a few extra hits just by existing.
Yeah.
And then throwing it out. Looking for that 2-frame so much, and then leaf shield again. All of these options that it's covering just by existing. I think Babycakes kind of has to just roll in that situation, because otherwise anything else you do is going to get eaten up, or get up attack as well.
Good movement. Hit him away.
No real edge guarding attempt being made here in that situation.
Oh, catch.
Yeah, gonna get closer to that death percent. It's still gonna be mostly on this purple unless really hard read happens with that red pigment.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And Mikee knows that he's just staying that distance, tossing at a diagonal down angle with the metal blade, where he knows that the pigment can't really cover him in that situation.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go, getting the grab on the aggression,
catch.
but Mikee being able to get DI out just barely, gonna die on that F smash though.
Yep. Sit back. Who's there? No, not gonna get it.
Yeah. There we go, early damage. Oh, the purple wasn't back in the lineup yet.
Unfortunate. See there.
There dodges back down to the platform, and we got the white pigment on, and Mikee needs to kill that immediately. He takes a decent chunk of health, and in the meantime, like, you know, while he's busy killing it, Babycakes gets to reset the neutral to the way that she wants to, right? Goes back to the other corner, gets a full lineup of Pikmin once again, and that's really the important thing, is finding ways to at least distract the opponent long enough so that you can get yourself back in your comfort zone.
Yeah. Oh, just looking for that falling bear, not going to get good parry. We have tech chase situations, of course, with the jab. Rewarded for a decent amount of damage, and already has the stock at 112.
Yeah, the jump get up actually barely going over the up smash, it looked like. Or I think maybe it was the leaf shield clinking with it.
Yeah.
Oh, the forward air, going to be able to reach underneath that Pikmin.
Yep, absolutely. Of course, talked about before, the Pikmin are still going to have that projectile property, so a lot of times you can just simply really jump in with a lot of these normals and really be in a good position. And that's really, really important when you're going up against a character. You're like, wow, this is how you do it. Yeah. All right.
It's scary because, like, they don't outright beat the hitboxes, though. Like, unlike they did back in 4, like, it's kind of like they're very tiny disjoints. So, like, you can still outrange them, but you don't get to, like, be ignorant and just, like, spam nairs.
Right. Yeah, you gotta have something to somewhat respect it, but nonetheless, something where you can be a bit more liberal in certain things. Certain situations as well. I know Void was telling me that even with Pichu's Nair, you're still able to kind of go in and do Pichu's Nair, go clank, and then you'll still be able to have that hitbox. So there's still situations like that.
Oh, I see, yeah.
But it's pretty interesting. Like, regardless of character, because they're moving so fast, it makes sense why the up smash is that way.
Yeah. Because there's what happens if you're not pressing a button with up smash.
Yeah.
And that's just how devastating it is. But you have Mikee at a really high percent now, caught now on those platforms. Babycakes being so intimidating. The main reason we're seeing Mikee staying up there is because he sees the 2 blues in that lineup.
Exactly.
And he knows if he's on the ground more than a second, he's going to be hit by a pivot grab.
Yep.
And you see him just jumping immediately. And that time, the back air a little bit too unsafe, and he gets picked up for it.
Yeah. And she is loving it.
Yeah, she's just
she's like, got him.
She knew what Mikee was doing. He's like, he's trying to get away.
Yeah.
You can't get away forever.
Yeah, come here, boy. You're not getting anywhere. Yeah, man. And Mikee's like, man, I just couldn't get away.
How can I couldn't get on the ground once there were 2 blues.
Yep.
I think a stage with, like, more permanent platforms, I think will definitely help him in that situation.
Yeah.
And he's got plenty to choose from in that sense. I think considering how much more bold he was on that ledge situation and in, like, kind of the off stage, I'd like to see maybe a smashful pick coming out from him. Something, you know, that forces close quarter combat and still has the platform for protection. And we have Yoshi's, which will give him a similar thing with that platform being so prevalent in the center of the stage.
Yep.
I'm interested to see how the slants actually affect his own gameplay, though, because I think it might mess up some of his jab spacing and leaf shield stuff. We'll have to see. You have Babycakes again using the same strategy that worked on Town and City, of course, disengaging to the far side. This time having an easier time playing around those projectiles, not staying in shield on the metal blade approach as always, sometimes jumping in the air, mixing up what you can potentially do at any moment so that Mikee is less confident to follow his projectiles and assist.
Absolutely. see, good up tilt.
Gets the crash bomb on, and that gives him a free recovery because he did that while he was recovering back.
Yeah.
Another crash bomb, which again helps him in this disadvantage. Look at he just gets out of the corner for free because Babycakes has to respect that.
Oh my goodness, good double jump fair, and goes for a dare instead. Yeah, and in a lot of the situation, going for bears, going for fair, really more helpful.
Babycakes just gets the one Pikmin immediately, and Mikee stays on that platform, giving her enough time to get herself a full lineup. Forward air.
Yeah,
nice.
Very good call. I love using Metal Blade to get that little pop-up, and that pop-up giving him enough time to set up for a fastball fair.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good situation even for a blocking time. So really good stuff there by Mikee.
Again, using these blades, these pellets this time, I think trying to murder the lineup itself, more so than trying to pressure Babycakes. Next up air not connecting, Babycakes just disengaging, which is always good to see, especially against Mega Man, not being impatient, because otherwise you eat like 3 or 4 air shooters instead of the one.
So it's very interesting that we saw Mikee go with this counter pick at this stage. Oh
my god, but bam, please continue. What?
Oh no, dude.
That was a 20%, like, that is the reason why taking that gamble on offstage stuff is so good in Ultimate. Like, regardless of your character and their character, because if you make that right call, you get such a reward for it.
Every life lost, dude. Oh my goodness.
Like, we saw how long each of those stocks were grinding out in the previous 2 games, and now just to have a full stock lead in this matchup is so nice for Mikee. Now he gets to play the zoning game on his terms. Like, you gotta close this gap eventually.
Yep, exactly.
If we go to time, I win, even about 400%. You have to kill me.
And it's just crazy how well Mikee's doing on the stage. What I was going to allude to before we saw that devastating harnacle, man, it's the fact that this stage is traditionally a very strong Olimar stage. Being able to sit down underneath this platform and just kind of pressure characters is very strong.
Yeah.
However, this leaf shield is allowing him to just kind of go in that space and kind of waltz in and be like, you know what, this is my house.
Yeah, he breaks down the door with it. It's like, you gave me the gate code.
Yeah, dude. IRS. Open up.
They think this is Yoshi's house because it's Yoshi's Island.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Tax fraud, dude. Where's he at? Oh, my gosh, man. Damn Yoshi, dude. Why he never pays bills? What's wrong with him?
That's why he moved to his private island resort with a bank,
man,
you know?
Dude, he has too many houses, man. Guy's always been up to
offshore account.
Yep.
That's
definitely offshore accounts.
Just managing to roll back on stage. A couple of Pikmin, but 118%. And Mikee in such a good position now to find maybe one of these fairs just a little bit further off center of stage.
Yep. Okay, so he got a little decent lineup here.
Air dodging off stage is going to give the opening just barely out of range. Now, one thing that I want to see Mega Man use a little more often as a ledge get-up mix-up. There we go. Back here does it.
Yep.
2-1 for Mikee. But we saw him bring out a little bit at the very end, which is